Welcome back to another episode of Say What Needs to Be Said. I'm your host, Asante, Mr. Pick Six Samuel, two-time Super Bowl champion, Pro Bowler, all-pro record-breaking cornerback, and the last cornerback to intercept 50 interceptions during the 16-game season era. Sunday Night Vibes, man. How y'all doing out there, man? Happy holidays to everyone. I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas, man. Merry Christmas. And to salute to everyone out there, man. And it's all about, man, love, man, spreading love, man, enjoying everyone's company, your family, your loved ones, and all of that, all of those good things during the holidays, man. Got the New Year's coming up, man, and we know, man, everyone's going to have New Year's resolutions and things like that. Just make sure you stick to it and make sure you're trying to get better, be better, and do better out here in this crazy world that we live in, man. It was some exciting games tonight, this weekend, and tonight was the most exciting game of them all, man. San Francisco versus the Chicago Bears. Man, it was a shootout, man, almost 100-point score. My co-host just reminded me of that. And also, man, exciting game. The Bills versus the Eagles. Man, it wasn't a shootout. Wasn't that much scoring, but dang, they brought a lot of entertainment to this game, man. Let me bring on my co-host for the night, man. Drees, 2-3 Drees in the building, man. Philadelphia.
What's up?
Man? How are we feeling tonight, man? How are we feeling, man?
The first comment I see is Pat's the AFC East champs. Thanks to the Eagles. Thank the Eagles AFC, for that.
Hey, thanks to the Eagles, man. Hey, you know how many times I have been the AFC East champion playing for the New England Patriots? Man, that seems like a walk in the park, man. That is nothing to the New England Patriots. Shout out to Bruce Lee. If you ain't showed up yet, Bruce Lee is in the building. Bruce Lee always showing up, man. Shout out to the Pats Nation, man. Hey, baby Brady, man. What can I say? Baby Brady is looking better than ever, even though he played against the New York Jets. But baby Brady looks phenomenal out there, man. And hey, he has a good coaching staff around him, man. But we have to talk about the San Francisco 49ers and the Chicago Bears right now. And that is the hot topic of discussion. Brock Purdy versus Caleb Williams.
Man.
I don't know what people thought about Brock Purdy and continue to listen to Cam Newton, but let's just get into it. Let's just get into this thing. Let's just get into this game tonight. Brock Purdy, man. Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers hold off Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears 42-38. Came down to the wire, basically the last seconds of the game, man. And you notice San Francisco 49ers, they held up. Caleb Williams couldn't figure it out, man. He couldn't figure it out how to get the job done at the end of the day. You can make all the plays you want during the game, but when it comes down to the fourth quarter, the last minute of the game, the last couple of seconds, no timeouts left in the game. How do you stand up for your team? Do you show up? All those athletic abilities, all those beautiful throws you can make, sidearm, rolling out to the left, throwing it right on. Can you do that at the most important time of the game? Chicago Bears, 440 yards of total offense, 26 first downs, 6 out of 12 on third down. And the first half, Chicago Bears was pretty much struggling to get third downs. There was explosive offense. They set the tone right off the rip with that pick six, and they had San Francisco 49ers pretty much clusterfuck. You know what I mean? Had them a little bent out of shape, right? Mm-hmm. But they had to battle back and fight hard and get the job done because the NFC, the number one seed in the NFC, is on the line. San Francisco 49ers, 496 yards. Let's just say 500 yards total offense. And we know who is the main character or the main player of gaining all these yards for the San Francisco 49ers. But 500 yards of total offense, third down, 7 for 10. They went off on third down. They continued to drive the ball against the Chicago Bears. That was a big moment in the game. San Francisco 49ers was able to sustain drives, drive the ball down the football field, hold the ball for a little bit. And while Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears, they was explosive, making big plays. And then things changed around in the second half, right? Third down, time of possession, it didn't really matter. It came down to those last minutes of the game. Those last few minutes of the game, that's what it came down to, right? Then we got the San Francisco 49ers, the winner of this matchup, Brock Purdy, 24 for 33, 303 yards passing, 5 touchdowns in total. That's including rushing and one. We all saw that interception. It was the first play of the game. Made this game exciting right off the rip, man. 28 rushing yards. All of those 28 rushing yards are key situational moments, and he was able to uplift his team to the victory, baby. Christian McCaffrey, the X factor in every game. If you don't have your defense focused on Christian McCaffrey, I don't know what's going on, man. 140 yards rushing, 23 carries, 1 TD, 40 yards receiving. And Ricky Pearsall, right? 5 receptions the first rounder, 85 yards. Caleb Williams made a big jump and strides today, right? He is making believers out of a lot of us. And although he didn't finish the game how we want him to finish the game and how he needs to finish the game, he was awesome tonight. 25 for 42, 330 yards, 2 touchdowns, 59% completion percentage, and he needs to get that up a little bit. 18 yards rushing. Got one key first down with his legs. That was pretty important. Could have used his legs much more towards the end of the game to help his team win. DeAndre Swift, he did pretty good for his team. Had an explosive run. Manon guy as well, and Luther Burton, the rookie, man, showed up tonight with 100 yards receiving. Yes, sir. Like I said, the number 1 seed is on the line in the NFC, man. And in this game, man, we didn't have to worry about field goals. You didn't have to worry about goals in this game. We got to see explosive down the football field, big play football. That's what we got to see in this game, man. And San Francisco 49ers was on the winning end on this of this game and this competition tonight, man. And I was proud to see, man. I was proud to see both quarterbacks do their thug thizzle out there. Caleb Williams and Brock Purdy.
Yeah, that's 2 quarterbacks I haven't believed in, and they both made believers out of me. They got big play capability. We saw it today. I see LW. He said Mr. Irrelevant versus number 1 pick, but Mr. Irrelevant, man, he was out there making it look easy out there with them throws, and moving the defense around, running the ball, stopping, throwing it. I'm like, my man looking nice out there. I wasn't a believer in Brock Purdy, but he out there looking nice.
And not only did he just play well, but Brock Purdy started off. He had a rough start when he threw that pick 6 to start the game in the first play of the game. That can really hurt the confidence of any player, but the quarterback specifically, right? It takes a championship mentality type of quarterback to bounce back from a play like that, right? And still be confident and make throws like he did against the defense like Chicago Bears, who creates a ton of turnovers. Brock Purdy stepped up. The problem was on the first play of the game was Brock Purdy chose the wrong matchup. He chose the wrong matchup to go to. You know, he was supposed to look for the best matchup in the inside, maybe the tight end or the wide or the slot receiver, in order to beat cover 2 man, which is cover 5, whatever you like to call it. When the cornerbacks have help over the top. That's what coverage basically Jalen Johnson was in, right? Jalen Johnson had safety help over the top, which means he can be aggressive and go get the football. He can break on any sudden move that the wide receiver makes because he has safety help over the top. And all in all, Jalen Johnson was really supposed to pick that ball off instead of letting his teammate get the benefits of his great play, you know what I mean? And him breaking on the ball. But that was a good play. That was a good play. You know what I mean?
Right.
But Brock Purdy, man, he showed up. He showed up in a big way. And I think Mr. Cam Newton, man, Mr. Cam Newton's quiet out there. Mr. Cam Newton, we must hear from Mr. Cam Newton. Make sure y'all hit up Mr. Cam Newton. We want to hear from Cam Newton. We have to hear his new assessment on Brock Purdy. Come on now.
It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to misjudge somebody. It's okay.
It's okay. We all do it. It's just you have to step up to the plate when you're wrong about a situation and admit it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the athletic ability and playmaking ability Brock Purdy had out there tonight? Running the ball, making players miss, acting like he had the extra bone in his body.
He's feeling good. He's feeling good
He's
doing it too.
good. Brock Purdy feeling great about himself. Now, the one thing I will say, he doesn't have any swag. Brock Purdy, okay, he's a little swagless. He's trying, though. He's trying to fit in, and he's trying to be exciting and entertaining and all those things. But did you see him try to dance after he scored on that second touchdown?
He wasn't sure what to do.
What the heck was that? He was feeling himself, like you said.
But he wasn't sure, though. He was like, oh, should I?
Bro, Brock Purdy either doesn't have any rhythm or he was just trying to hurry up and celebrate, and that caused him to look rhythmless or something like that. Man, because he looked at like, okay, it's my turn. I'm here. I got to make something happen. I've been practicing this thing, and he hurried up and he was all. It's surprising. Maybe he jumped on him fast, man. Man, Brock Purdy is a dog, man. I don't know what narrative they're trying to create about Brock Purdy. They can say whatever they want about Brock Purdy. Did you see how hard he fought for his team? You know, running the football, making plays. Man, Brock Purdy got it, man. He has it, man.
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I was like, yeah, he's the man. All these years I've been like, oh, it's only because the team he got around him. Just like today, like his number one receiver, George Kittle. He ain't played today. He was still out there making plays, man. That one play, he's running to the left. He's about to run. He stopped and threw it to Kyle Juszczyk in the back of the end zone. I'm like, man, Brock Purdy had them confused out there. He the man.
Brock Purdy, man. Brock Purdy is making plays, man. Looking really good, man. Looking like a San Francisco.
They punted one time
like a Steve Young, Joe Montana, San Francisco type of quarterback. Actually, man, that's what he actually is looking like. You know. But on the other hand, Caleb Williams. Okay, Caleb Williams. Let's give him his credit. Give him his just due. No more speculating. No more guessing. Caleb Williams is the real deal. He is the real deal. But at the same time, Caleb Williams needs to make more situational plays count. He missed too many opportunities, too many big-time opportunities in crucial parts of the game, right? That's what Caleb Williams needs to work on. You know what I mean? And it's just a mental thing, staying focused, staying in tune into the game for 60 minutes. It's hard, man. It's hard playing football for 60 minutes. You understand? And that's the difference in championship quarterbacks and just quarterbacks who play the game and win football games. It's a big difference. It's a big difference. When the game is on the line and everyone and their mama know it's a pass, and your team needs a score. This is the reason why we have Super Bowl winning quarterbacks and just quarterbacks that can play good games. Because when the game is on the line,
come on, man, talk about it.
Who is going to step up and deliver? You know, Caleb Williams had an opportunity to. He had a couple times, you know, a couple opportunities. He made some good plays and did some good things, and he didn't have luck on his side on every play. But at the same time, man, too many wide open opportunities for him to buckle under pressure. And that is what I saw from Aaron Rodgers out of his career, you know, a lot of the times. Pressure, the game's on the line, man. You gotta step up, man. You just gotta step up. At the end of the day, man. But I really want to hear from Cam Newton and see what he has to say about Brock Purdy, man, because man, Brock Purdy is looking fabulous out there.
Yeah, Devin Duvernay coming across the middle. If Caleb Williams hit him, that's a touchdown. That's take the lead at the end of the game, honestly.
There's 3-4 plays that you can pick from Caleb Williams that he did not execute properly. He did not execute in that last fourth down. I mean, you just have to throw the ball higher. You have to take a chance. You can't let the ball go into the dirt and not even give the opportunity for your receiver to jump up, run up under the ball, jump up, make an outstanding one-handed catch. You cannot. You've thrown too many passes. You've rolled out and threw that exact same pass too many times in your career to throw the football towards the ground and not have it at least eye height for the receiver to catch the football. You understand? That makes no Like, come on, man. Like, be that superstar that we're waiting on you to be. The next, Patrick Mahomes. Chris Collinsworth is slobbing them up, glazing them all over the place. So, yes, come on, step up. Be that Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes in his first 2-3 years starting as a quarterback would make that play 9 out of 10 times, or 10 out of 10 times. Sorry, 10 out of 10 times. You understand? And Caleb Williams is just messing his legendary status up. This would have been in front of the world. San Francisco, man, is an awesome team, man. If you can beat the San Francisco 49ers, you can walk around with confidence. You can walk around like you're the man. That is a hard team to beat. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, we're getting on Caleb Williams because he didn't win the game. Right? And that's what he's supposed to do. He had the opportunity to win the game. But I love how Caleb Williams executed on that free play they had when the Niners jumped off sides as well, right? He took his time on that play. Like, something finally clicked in his head. Like, okay, this is a free play. This is my time. This is a free play. I remember going over this with my coach, Ben Johnson. Caleb Williams, when he saw San Francisco jump off sides, he moved the pocket. He made enough time to find a deep guy. That's about moving the pocket. He created that time, and he threw a strike to Coastal Love for a touchdown. That was beautiful execution of understanding the situation and making them pay because of their mistakes. That play shows maturity from Caleb Williams, and I'm excited about seeing Caleb Williams in the future. Man, Caleb Williams was cooking out there tonight, but they get the victory. But he is the future. Caleb Williams.
Sure.
Bo Nix, Drake May, and I think Shedeur Sanders for sure. Shedeur Sanders, and we're gonna talk about him in a few. These players are ready, man. They're ready to take the next step. They're ready to take the next step and be all they can be, baby.
The new faces of the NFL right there.
The new face of the NFL, man. New face of the NFL. You know what I mean? And Chicago Bears, Caleb Williams, I'm trying to separate how good of a quarterback Caleb Williams is, or is he just that good because of his team? You understand? And tonight, you showed me that he's a really good quarterback. It's not just because of his team. Even though I think Chicago Bears, they created one turnover, right? They created one turnover, and that isn't what Caleb Williams is used to. So he had to do a lot of his own. He had to match. They had to match score for score.
For sure.
And on defense for the Chicago Bears, they let Christian McCaffrey have a field day. That was the turning point of events for this game. They didn't key and they didn't stop Christian McCaffrey. When you're playing the San Francisco 49ers, you must take away Christian McCaffrey and Brock Purdy for that matter, but Christian McCaffrey, especially on third down.
Man, we seen that back-to-back weeks for San Francisco. We seen last week where Phillip Rivers put up 300 yards on San Francisco, but they're going back and forth, back and score. We got to see a team. Is it the 49ers offense that good that nobody can stop them, or is it these defenses? Like, I don't know what it is. What you think it is?
Between weeks. Say that again. Between who? The 49ers defense and what's that?
No, what I'm saying is that the defense they're going against, or is it the 49ers offense is that good? Because back-to-back weeks, we've seen the opposite offense put up numbers. We seen last week, Phillip Rivers put up almost 300 yards. This week, Caleb Williams put up 300 yards going up and down the field scoring, but the 49ers to come out winners. Is it that the 49ers offense that good, or is it the defenses?
I think it's a combination of good team football, right? And playing, like I said, situational football. One thing about 49ers, you have to understand, you have to get the football out of their hands. They want to grind your team, your defense out, grind and dig 3 yards here, 5 yards a pop here. You know what I mean? Christian McCaffrey worked the middle of the field and get 5 and 7 yards. And they want to just wear your team down. And that is the formula for success, and they have so many weapons. So trying to not so many weapons, but they have weapons, and Kyle Shanahan, he uses his weapons. He uses everybody to the best of their abilities, basically, and use them to their strengths. And that I think it's just a system that Kyle Shanahan orchestrated and put together along with the right players in the right position to, make the system go. And I think that's the difference with the San Francisco 49ers is just the overall effort that makes them who they are and be able to score these points and at the same time, stop teams from scoring all those points. The difference in this game with Caleb Williams, then, man, they played a lot of soft zone coverage, and it gave Caleb Williams a lot of time than probably he usually would have had, and that happened because Caleb Williams was striking on them early. Every time the San Francisco 49ers tried to blitz, he would hit him for a big play, and I think that discouraged the defensive coordinator to call any blitzes to try to throw Caleb Williams off his rhythm, off his path. Mm-hmm. But good game, man. I don't know, player of the game. Who gets the player of the game in this game? I have to give it to Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy, he showed up. He used his legs. He made all the right decisions. Yes, the game looked like it was about to be out of control from the first play of the game, knowing the Chicago Bears, their history, their history of this season, right? And what they have been doing, so far this season, leading the NFL in turnovers. And it was looking like it wasn't going to be so sweet. So Brock Purdy, player of the game, man. Shout out to Brock Purdy. But Mr. Cam Newton, we need Cam Newton to check in. Brother, it's only fair for you to step up and have a word, have a few positive things to say about Brock Purdy. Unless you still feel like you need to put a little stigma on Brock Purdy, be my guest. But we want to hear from you. That's just say what needs to be said over here. You know what I mean? But how we doing out there, chat? We having fun? It's Sunday night vibes, baby. It's the holidays. I hope y'all ain't have to get back to work too early. Some of y'all might be teachers. I don't know if you work for the government. You work for the government. You probably had to get back to work early. You know what I mean? But I hope whatever you did and however you're handling your situation, you're having fun, you're enjoying yourself, and you're making the best of whatever is going on. Because that's what life is about, man. Gotta just make the best of whatever your situation is, because we all going through things out here, man. We all going through things. But let's get right into this next game, man. The next game on the list, man, the Eagles versus the Buffalo Bills. Another exciting game, like I said, man. Wasn't a high-scoring game in this game, but it was definitely exciting. The Philadelphia Eagles hold off Josh Allen. Yeah, they held off Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. 13-12, man. Superman didn't come to save the day today. And it was the same scenario with Caleb Williams, man. Finished the game. The Philadelphia Eagles had a measly 190 yards total offense, but the Philadelphia Eagles are just winners. Don't look at the stats. Just look at the win and the loss, the loss category, right? Get down there to third down. 3 of 13 on third down. Just absolutely horrible by the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles offense, I don't know what is going on with this team. Offensively, defense was outstanding today. They are the player of the game for the Philadelphia Eagles. They showed up. They was outstanding. 331 yards for the Buffalo Bills. It seems like a lot of yards. Josh Allen was out there running for his life. He was trying to get something going. 6 for 15 on third down, right? Philadelphia Eagles didn't gamble on fourth down, but the Buffalo Bills did, and they was 2 for 3. One key fourth down that they didn't convert on could potentially have won in the game. Jalen Hurts, man, 13 for 27, 110 yards pass. Man, he was 10 yards away from not having 100 yards passing. One touchdown, 48% completion percentage. Man, this is not what we want to have, and this is not how we want to be finishing off the regular season while it's time to head into the postseason. But again, a victory is a victory. Saquon Barkley, 19 carries, 68 yards. Give him the ball. It's the Buffalo Bills. Give him the ball. A.J. Brown, he got 5 catches. I'm not sure if he's happy or not, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Josh Allen, 262 yards passing, man. 2 rushing TDs, 2 passing TDs. I mean, 2 passing TDs or 2 rushing TDs. I don't know. But they didn't get the victory. James Cook, he was pretty productive. And Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cook showed up. Brandon Cook showed up for some big plays, and that was pretty much all the offense that the Buffalo Bills had on those big plays that almost stopped the Philadelphia Eagles from winning, man. But this was a good game here. This was definitely a good game. Good defensive play. Good defensive play.
It was a tell of two halves, man. The first half, the Eagles was moving the ball. The Bills couldn't move the ball at all. Then the second half, it switched. Like the Bills started moving the ball up and down the field. The Eagles couldn't move the ball. They only had 17 yards in the second half total. Total yards in the second half was 17 yards. You can't go into playoffs only having 17 yards and a half. And it's not the first time they did it this season. They did that when they lost. Yeah, they did it when they lost. They had the 21-point lead against Cowboys, and they lost that game because they couldn't move the ball in the second half. They got to find a way to make those adjustments at halftime, like they be able to sustain moving the ball.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like you can't just fall off after halftime. Then you're going to hold the lead off. I mean, good thing the defense did what the defense did, but I mean, playoffs is coming soon. You got to make some changes. 17 yards and a half is not good at all.
Yeah, this new offense, man, they just aren't getting it, man. This new offense just isn't getting it. There is no logic to this offense. They still are trying to find identity. They aren't producing enough, you know. And at this time, this will be crucial in the playoffs. If they plan on moving forward, if the Eagles want to move past the first round, they need to get this shit together. They have to get it together. This new philosophy for the Eagles, man, offense, seems like it's a pass-first concept, and that's supposed to set up the run. You know, on the first 3 plays of the game, the Eagles came out passing. Why would they call?
In the pouring rain. It was pouring.
It's wet and cold. Why would you call 3 straight passes to start the game off if you're the Philadelphia Eagles and you're playing against the Buffalo Bills, who are absolutely bad on defense? They are not physical. They cannot stop the run. What sense did that make right there in itself? This should have been a breakout game for Saquon Barkley, just like Derrick Henry had against the Buffalo Bills. They are not good on defense. They are not physical. They cannot stop the run. And once again, he had limited carries in the first half and especially the second half. Saquon Barkley.
I like
give him a chance to have a big day.
When I like Tank Bigsby getting the ball too.
Teams. Say that again.
I like when Tank Bigsby get the ball too. Tank Bigsby, he averaged like 6 yards a carry once he get the ball, but today he only got 2 carries. Like feed him the ball too.
Feed the ball to the running backs. The Philadelphia Eagles are built to play physical football. They are not a finesse team. Jalen Hurts isn't a finesse quarterback. He isn't a quarterback that wants to drop back or that is supposed to drop back and just throw the ball 35, 40 times a game. No, you're not using him correctly as an offensive coordinator. You're playing, you're basically hustling backwards. You're fighting against his talent. Use him correctly. You understand? Make this it's the tush push doesn't even work correctly like it used to in Philadelphia. You understand? Everything is changing now. They want to make this offense a new offense, probably a system that what's the new offensive coordinator name again?
KP, Kevin Patullo.
Kevin Patullo. You know, Kevin Patullo's goal is probably to make this a more finesse pass first offense when that isn't who the Philadelphia Eagles are built to be, right? You know, it's a physical football team offensively and defensively. Now, if moving forward, if that is the direction that the Philadelphia Eagles want to go and they want to make this team a pass happy like they were when Andy Reid was there, they have to get the correct personnel in place to do these things. Starting with the offensive coordinator. I don't even know it because the passing concepts that I'm watching, they look very basic and not effective at all. Right? So, I mean, it seems like really, man, to me, it seems like if you play for the Philadelphia Eagles in your offense and you complain about you want the ball, right? Now, everyone is going to try to adjust and make you happy because you're complaining you need the football. You want the football, right? Now, everyone is trying to satisfy your needs, satisfy the wide receiver's needs, and that is confusing the entire system for the offensive coordinator and how that system is supposed to be ran. That's what I see, because it makes no sense. You're trying to force the football down the field, throw these basic pass route concepts out there, and make Jalen Hurts be this pass first type of quarterback when I don't know if he's that player yet. You know what I mean? Maybe he is. Maybe the system makes it hard for Jalen Hurts to be successful as a pass first quarterback. But the concept isn't working, man. This team isn't being physical like they were on offense, and that's the difference with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, and a lot of times, Jalen Hurts is most successful at times where he's doing like the read option, like you could either gonna hand it off, run it yourself, or pass it off of that. And a lot of times they're so basic, like you know what's coming. If I'm at home, can tell you what play they about to do. Of course, the defense coordinator that been studying you all week gonna tell you what play they're gonna do. It's like that's like you said, the route concept. Either AJ Brown gonna do a slant, or he gonna run a 9, go straight up the sideline. Like that's it. Like,
that's it.
That's all he gonna do.
Like, it's just like, man, come on, Philly, man. Come on. What are we doing, man? But, on the other hand, Philadelphia, they played great on defense, man. They played great defensively. They played great.
I think that's the
until the Bills' last drive. Until the Bills' last drive when they gave the second touchdown of the game, But actually, man, there's no freaking reason the Buffalo Bills were supposed to lose this game. Now, we all are Eagle fans here. This is we bleed green. You understand? But there's no reason the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, was supposed to lose that game. It was the simple. Y'all know how I feel about quarterbacks not being able to hit a wide receiver who isn't covered, right? Who is uncovered. And that's basically who Khalil Shakir was on that play. He was uncovered. The guy the cornerback, the defensive back that was covering him was 5 yards behind him, wide open for Josh Allen to make that pass, right? You know what I mean?
He was actually more open than Caleb Williams' throw.
Way more open. But I can tell you, man, Josh Allen, Josh Allen, he makes that play 99 out of 100 times, easy, right? He makes that play again. They do it all over again. You know what I mean? But the difference was, I think he got so excited and realized, the game was on the line. He understood the situation, the time, the exact score. And he saw Khalil Shakir so wide open, and he just, short-armed it. And, when you, if you ever played quarterback or understand playing quarterback, when the wide receiver is wide open, that is harder to complete mentally than when they're covered, because he's so wide open. You don't want to mess up, because you understand that you will look crazy not hitting a wide open wide receiver, and you might push the ball or try to aim it too much instead of just throwing it like you normally practice every day in practice. And that's what happened to Josh Allen. Josh Allen got he got surprised on that play, man. He got surprised.
That's sometimes what happen on like wide open layup when you play basketball. Wide open layup, be like, oh, like exactly. How the hell I missed that? Like, there's no way I get more open than that. But,
yeah, man. Yeah, it's exactly the same scenario. Wide open layup in basketball, and get a little surprise. You know what I mean? But this was a perfect example of offense wins games and defense wins championships. Even though the offense was able to win the game, they didn't pull it off. But overall, defense win championships, and the Philadelphia Eagles pretty much manhandled the Buffalo Bills until it came towards the end of the game. You understand what I'm saying? Offense win games and defense wins championships. And yeah, man, Josh Allen and Superman couldn't save the nation for Buffalo today, man. Dang. Josh Allen is going to eat this one. He's going to feel this one for a long while, man. You have to think about that.
But listen, Josh Allen, it's the first time in the playoffs. Josh Allen don't got to worry about Joe Burrow. He don't got to worry about Patrick Mahomes. It's his time in the playoffs.
That's true. That's true.
He ain't got to worry about the teams that beat him every year.
We see, let me tell you, and one thing about the NFL, it's a copycat league. I don't care how, when you see a play, it could be the same day as another team that is about to compete against a totally separate game. And they see a play, they will copy that and install that play before the game starts, right? And Joe Brady, the Buffalo Bills offensive coordinator, man, he got creative, man. He got creative to beat the Eagles. When they tried and the game was on the line, when it was 4th and 10. And like I said, the Philadelphia Eagles was playing pretty much lights out. And 10 yards is hard to gain in the NFL football game. So trying to gain it against a lights team that's playing lights out, it was 4th and 10, right? Buffalo, they hit the Philadelphia Eagles with a flea flicker in the middle of the field. And it was perfect time because no one was expecting a flea flicker. No one expects a flea flicker at that moment of the time of the game. You're expecting a deep dig route. You're expecting the receivers to go to the first down lines and sit there and catch the first down and move forward. But as soon as he caught the ball, everybody reacted to the guy who caught the football. Then boom, he pitched that thing easy first down. And what did you see? What did we see tonight?
Three times a day. They play happened 3 times a day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it happened 1 o'clock. What's going to fumble it in the Jaguars game? Travis Etienne. They did it to
yeah. I did see that. Okay, yeah, man.
So it happened the 1 o'clock game, 4 o'clock game, and the late night game, the same play 3 times a day.
Desperate times calls for desperate measures, man. Game is on the line, man. Coaches are pulling all the tricks out of the bag. Their future is on the line as well because it's the end of the season. We want to be winners. We want to advance to the playoffs. These teams need to advance to the playoffs, baby. But shout out to Joe Brady, man. He did everything he could possibly do to put his team in winning position to win. He just need his quarterback to execute. And, that was nobody else but the quarterback. That's Josh Allen, man. Josh Allen, you had the opportunity to get a victory against a tough opponent. Josh Allen, you let yourself down today, brother. But, hey, man, it happens to the best of us. Josh Allen knows the type of player he is. He knows the expectations that everyone has of him, especially the Bills Mafia, right? So he's going to eat this one, man, and he's going to bounce back. And like you say, man, is this year for Josh Allen? I want him to win. I want him to be a Super Bowl winner. I want Lamar Jackson to be a Super Bowl winner too. We'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see, man. But on the other hand, was it smart to go for 2 points instead of kicking that extra point and tying the game up? I don't know, man. I understand, these coaches like to gamble, but you could have easily kicked that field goal. The way things were going in that game, how Buffalo was moving the ball against the Eagles, and the Eagles were struggling on offense.
They only had 17. They only had 17 yards in the second half. So
17 yards.
You go overtime, giving the ball first. They ain't gonna move the ball. You take it, and then you go down and score.
I think you have to play with the momentum of your team at that point, right? I think you feel good about yourself going forward on a 2-point conversion because you're feeling the momentum. But that's just one play. You kick the field goal. Now you have a chance to play after play and dominate, whether it's on defense or offense. You understand? And the Philadelphia Eagles, like I said, only 17 yards in this full second half. And I think the gamble goes better if of course, this is hindsight, right? Everything is much better hindsight. But if they they kick that field goal, they probably get the victory much easier, But Jalen Hurts doesn't look like he's playoff ready. But they won. They won, man. Shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles, baby. Yes, sir. They got that victory today. Eagles gonna celebrate.
Ain't no time to celebrate. It's time to get right.
It's time to get right. It's playoff time, man. It's the playoffs, baby. It's the playoffs, man. It's the playoffs. All right, man. We got next, man. Here we go. Coming up next. All right. We got Shedeur Sanders versus Aaron Rodgers. Man, Shedeur Sanders is playing against elite competition and getting a victory. Can you believe it? I believe it. I knew this would happen. I knew this is who Shedeur Sanders is. Just give him the opportunity. He's doing this the last 4 games of the season, not getting any practice, not getting first team reps, all that crazy stuff, just to show them who he is. Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns beat Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers 13-6. 13-6. Man, 291 yards total offense for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 3 for 15 on third down. Both these teams were pretty bad on third down and fourth down. It was a defensive battle. 0 for 3. 0 for 3 on fourth down for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Man, they was desperate, man. No touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers didn't score 1 touchdown in this game. Didn't throw a touchdown. Didn't run a touchdown. His offense was not producing. Shedeur Sanders in his offense, 262 yards, totals 4 for 11 on third down, 0 for 1 on fourth down. They got the victory, man. Got the victory. 13-6, man. 13-6. Shedeur Sanders, 186 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 1 crucial interception, and another interception, man. That was a tip pass. You know, Shedeur Sanders have a problem with these tip passes. They continue to get intercepted, but he's going to figure out a way to overcome that. Maybe he has to adjust some of his throws, whether, throw it sidearm or something. He'll figure that out. Dylan Sampson, man, the new running back is not Quentin Jutkins, but 11 carries, 27 yards. And Jerry Jeudy, 5 receptions, 54 yards. Oh man, he should have caught that interception. You should have made that play instead of letting the guy jump up and be more athletic than him, man. You Florida boy, man. Show up and show out, man.
You think you keep saying that's the plant? You saying that's the plant right there? He the one going to get you.
That's the plant, exactly. The plant. The plant. Oh Lord, don't get me started. Oh man. Aaron Rodgers, 168 yards total passing off 39 attempts, 0 touchdowns and 0 interceptions, 53% completion. 53%, man. That's not good. Aaron Rodgers. Jaylen Warren, 12 carries, 64 yards. He's in running all over the defense like he did last game and making it easy for Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has to go the hard way and drive down the football field and get points on this on the Cleveland Browns, and he couldn't do it. Jaylen Warren is a rush for 200 plus yards. Pat, I don't even want to butcher this last name up, but Pat, 3 receptions, 63 yards, man. Said it again?
I said fair move.
Fair move. All right. You said it, I didn't. Fair move. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fair move. Man, hey, Shedeur, man. Shedeur Sanders, man. He is a superstar, man. Just waiting for his moment. Shedeur Sanders is a superstar, boy. Hey, that boy can throw that football. Let me tell you, it's so pretty coming out of his hand, man, when he throws the football. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Hey, it's exciting. It's a beautiful.
I want to know what AJ said to him after that tackle, after that hit. When they got up, they got up and looked at each other. They said a little something to each other.
They probably just talking crap. Two competitors, man, that don't mean no harm, man. They just probably have it a little fun. My son and Coach Prime's son, they have a little fun out there. But on that first touchdown that Shedeur threw, to number 44, Fannin Jr. I think Sante Samuel Jr. was supposed to be back then. He probably was supposed to help out on that play, but it was one of those flicked type throws that, as a defensive back, you can't really track down or understand that it's going to be a completion unless you're elite. You got to be elite with those DB skills, you know what I mean? But the safety, couldn't find the ball. And, 44, the tight end, made a big play. He made a big play. But at the end of the day, this is the biggest slap in face in the history of the National Football League with this whole Shedeur Sanders situation. For as long as I can remember, this is the biggest slap in any player's face in the National Football League. For anyone who still believes Shedeur Sanders isn't a starting quarterback are just plain haters. And I still see people taking shots at Shedeur and trying to bring him down. If you don't believe in Shedeur at this time or see the talent that he has to thrive in the National Football League, you are a plain hater, And from what I see, Shedeur looks like he could have led the Cleveland Browns to the playoffs if he would have been the day one starting quarterback. And that's just my opinion. I really believe that. Yes, he would have had some bumps in the road and some things, the adversity he would have had to overcome. But look what he's doing now, And I'm finally glad to hear Kevin Stefanski, right? Kevin Stefanski. I'm finally glad to hear Kevin Stefanski, speak positive about Shedeur Sanders. And it finally seems like he kind of accepting Shedeur as his quarterback, of the future. And hopefully this is true. And my opinion of how Kevin Stefanski feel of Shedeur is a real thing. But let's hear Kevin Stefanski speak on Shedeur Sanders after a good divisional win and playing some good football.
He wins, got to win. So that's great for the young man. Gets to beat Pittsburgh, gets to beat a division rival. So they're not going to be easy, not in this division. So proud of him for that. There's always things he can clean up. I thought we got a little unlucky on that first interception. We can certainly learn from the second one, and he will. But yeah, he continued to battle.
Yes, sir. He continued to battle, boy. He continued to battle, Stefanski. And let me tell you, Shedeur has stamped himself, man. Shedeur has stamped himself as quarterback one. I can feel it, man. He has stamped himself as the quarterback number one, the starting quarterback heading into the next season. It's already slated. It's already written in stone, man. It's going to happen.
It is?
It's going to happen.
You think so?
I feel it. And that's why I feel the energy coming from Kevin. It's totally different than it was in the beginning of the season when it was all about Dylan Gabriel,
But yeah, they still got another quarterback on their roster, which is
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. Yep. What's that situation? Like, that's all confusing to me. Where do you come into play?
Right. The only thing that it stands between Deshaun Watson and the starting job is that money, right? It's all about the money with Deshaun Watson. We're paying him all this money, but if you watch Deshaun Watson and you were coaching Deshaun Watson, you have a sour taste in your mouth about Deshaun Watson. The way Shedeur Sanders is out there throwing that pigskin left and right, you are excited about the future and what you see in him, and you are thinking about the things and how you can build this team around him. If I'm a coach, that's how I'm thinking. I'm thinking about the future, not just for one season. Beyond this one season, 3 seasons, 4 seasons, 5 seasons. And Deshaun Watson doesn't fit past one season. Deshaun Watson is a one and done. And if he plays good, if Deshaun Watson goes out there and does well, plays awesome, what does that mean? Now they're going to extend his contract, try to give him an extension and take those chances of everything they just went through? That would make absolutely no sense. So, again, Shedeur Sanders in the perfect situation to succeed. You know what I mean? So, we just got to continue to wait and see, But like I said, Shedeur Sanders is going to be the starting quarterback next season, right? Heading in the next season, he will be named the starting quarterback. I feel it. I can see it, But if that's not the case, that so happened is not the case, we need the FBI to start an investigation on the Cleveland Browns and Kevin.
Bring the whole FBI in.
Bring the FBI to the NFL and start this investigation because something ain't right. It's just something is totally, because if they go in the draft and think the draft is going to bring someone better than Shedeur,
no, they ain't doing
bring the CIA in, bring the FBI and the CIA. It's double investigation, But Shedeur had a really good game, pretty good game today. Not really good game. It was a pretty good game, minus that one interception. He just threw up for someone to grab and he want the plant to make a play. He knows the plant. The plant is there. He's not going to make a play. He's not going to make a play unless it's obvious he has to make a play. He already tricked off that one obvious play that went through his hands and he went to the defender. So he can't do that anymore. You know what I mean? And the other interception, Shedeur threw 2 interceptions. The other interception was a tip pass that Shedeur has to get better at. Like I said earlier in this segment, he has to find a way to alter his throwing and motion and things like that when these big 6'5", 300-pound, 7-foot wingspan defensive linemen are all up in the face. You understand? But this is the type of game that Aaron that breeds champions, that shows that mentality of a champion, right? The Steelers needed to win to advance to the playoffs, right? And Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns, they are out here playing off straight pride and just straight pride, basically, at this point. There's nothing else to play for, right? And everybody in Ravens Nation pretty much was rooting for Shedeur Sanders hard to win this game and keep their chances alive, to keep the Raven chances alive for the playoffs, right? A lot was at stake during this game, man. And during this time of the season, period. A lot is at stake. Rival teams are starting to
makes it exciting. It makes it so exciting too, man.
It's so exciting, And then, like I said, this is the time of season. Like, your team can possibly be rooting for the rival team that you hate to death, because you need them to win because your team to get in the playoffs, right? And that's what happened tonight, man, or today, for the Cleveland Browns, right? The Baltimore Ravens needed the Cleveland Browns to beat Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers so they can keep their hopes alive, their playoff hopes alive. And guess what, man? Tyler Huntley, man, who was there with Shedeur Sanders at Cleveland for a little while, he put that pressure on Shedeur to win, so they could keep their season alive. And then he wants to play in the playoffs and collect those extra checks. Tyler Huntley reached out to Shedeur, man, and gave him some motivation and gave him a little pep talk and asked him, say, hey, you going to handle business? Because I need you to go out there and win because I want to continue playing. But let's hear from Tyler Huntley.
Teammates, will you watch them at home?
Nah, I'm trying to make it out of here so I can call Shedeur real quick. Yeah, make sure he can get it done. So I'll probably just be, just watching it and get some rest.
Little quick clip.
I had like a missed call from him, and then or a text something. I don't know. Then I just called my uncle like 6:30. Called him. I'm like, dang, bro, why are you still up? And he was like, bro, I'm excited, bro. He was excited they just got the win, and he was definitely words of encouragement and stuff from me. But that's just how he is. Like he not just doing that just because it gives them a chance.
100.
Now I think the overall person he is and the time that we have spent together, he did nothing but speak life into me, and I truly appreciate him for that.
At the end of the day, man, that's what this NFL life is about, man. Creating this brotherhood. We all are the same, man. We stick together and, we want to help and motivate, encourage each other to do better, and that's what that showed, man. I'm glad that Shedeur Sanders, on a big platform can express that and show the world that we're a brotherhood and we're not just enemies, or you think we're enemies because we compete against each other. No, man, when we off the field, man, it's all good, man. We hang out, it's love and so on and so forth, man. But yeah, I like that dialogue that they're creating and that those two fellas have together, man. But you can see that Shedeur saying that's just who Tyler Huntley is, man. He's a Florida boy. He's a happy person, man. Keeps a positive spirit going, and that's what you need in life, man. Especially in the NFL. Boy, you don't have a positive spirit, boy, they'll break you down and tear you down quick. They'll tear you down quick. But Aaron Rodgers, man, he couldn't keep up with Shedeur Sanders and he didn't throw as many big plays as Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders outplayed him basically when it came to making big plays. If Shedeur didn't throw those 2 interceptions, he would have just outplayed Aaron Rodgers. I can't give it to him all the way because of those 2 interceptions. But basically, Aaron Rodgers, he attempted 39 passes, only threw for 168 yards. That is awful. That is not good at all. And like I said, Shedeur hit more big plays down the field than Aaron Rodgers did, with less attempts. Shedeur held his own, man, against what we all would call, or most of us would call, consider a first ballot Hall of Famer. That is a big time win, and I know Shedeur is feeling good about himself. That's probably what he's going to say. Man, our first time picking off Peyton Manning, I couldn't even, I wasn't even just talking about the interception. No, I intercepted Peyton Manning. I thought this man was Jesus on the football field, the way his ball sailed, and I could never intercept the football. Man, I just beat Aaron Rodgers with backups on the offensive lineman. On the offensive line,
That's how you feeling right now.
Receiver number 1. That's how you build your confidence and your ego, and you start that legend of yourself. Your swag. Yeah, feel yourself. You know what I mean?
Especially if they the reason. Listen, especially if that's the reason they don't make the playoffs, and it's like if they go out next week and lose to Baltimore, it'd be like, I'm the reason why Aaron Rodgers didn't make the playoffs.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. That's just. Man, you carry that whole that swag, that momentum, that confidence all the way into next season, and you become better, man. Clap it up for Shedeur Sanders, man. Shedeur Sanders, they got that job. They got the job done. It wasn't pretty. He didn't do anything special at the end of the game to win in the fourth quarter, but they just won the game, man. And something to build off of. But on the other hand, man, do you understand when people do their best to try to you understand when people try to do their best to try to and break someone like Shedeur, and Shedeur isn't fazed one bit? If you see Shedeur on the football field and watch him, He is unfazed. His attitude about all the things that he is going through, you know, he is unfazed. He is hard to handle. His attitude is hard to handle for people who envy Shedeur, because he walks around and smile and act like he's having a bunch of success, even if he's not. And that smile, man, that continues to make people envy him, right? And want to tear him down. But hey, man, when he's smiling and continue to win and look impressive like he did today, man, ain't nothing they can do. If you can't beat him, all they can do is join him at that point in his career, because that's how it looks. You have to join career. You join Shedeur with what he's got going on, because you are overwhelmed by people that love Shedeur Sanders, and you gonna look crazy hating, man. They'll look good. Still went toe to toe with Aaron Rodgers, man. Just think about that, man. Toe to toe with Aaron Rodgers, and this was a must win for the Steelers, and the Browns outcompeted them with Shedeur Sanders at quarterback. That's big time football. And there's always going to be a couple of plays, you know. Specifically, I keep talking about that one interception, you know, that one interception. But there was another interception that was almost intercepted where Shedeur didn't play with any sense of urgency during tight coverage, and plus he got the football. He threw the football late, right? It was tight coverage and he threw the football late. And Shedeur didn't put enough velocity on that football to complete that pass. That was the pass that almost went for a pick six. And that would have destroyed the game and gave Pittsburgh that first touchdown, right? And that was one of the knocks on Shedeur. He needs to play faster with his quarterback mechanics. He needs to be faster with his quarterback mechanics. And I couldn't agree more, right? It's not every play. It's just sometimes, especially when the pressure's on or he sees tight coverage or something like that, you know? And sometimes I just see Shedeur getting too comfortable passing the ball when he sees a wide receiver wide open, like he has all day, and he can look pretty patting the ball and, you know, executing his form properly and things like that. Man, no, man. You have to have a sense of urgency out there. You have to feel like people have a Myles Garrett on their team and he's trying to tear your head off, you know? And that's what
man, he definitely did way better with the sacks today. He held the ball as long and getting sacked. He had 2 sacks for only 2 yards. So and he ain't sit back there, wait too long, and he got rid of the ball. So that's he getting better at that too as the weeks go by, more time back there.
Yeah, it was wet and cold, man. Wet and cold. And Shedeur Sanders, he's used to that playing in Colorado. But if he throws that second interception, that would have been back-to-back interceptions. And man, I don't know what we could have said to talk good about Shedeur after that. It would have been crazy, man. It would have been crazy to try to speak positive for Shedeur after something like that. Mm-hmm. But what was going on with the Steelers then? And why wasn't they able to win? And a lot of people bringing up DK Metcalf. He's suspended, if you didn't know, because of him acting out, not being able to control his motions against the Detroit Lions, right? And I think DK Metcalf, he was truly missed in the red zone today, particularly, right? And the last play of the game, Aaron Rodgers tried to complete a fade route to a smaller wide receiver, and DK Metcalf would have been the perfect player with his height and size in that position to make the play. And I think they would have ultimately won the game if DK Metcalf would have been in that position, you know. But
even just having his presence out there all together, like throughout the whole game, even if he's not getting the ball, having his presence out there, taking away, making it easier for other players out there. Yeah, that's why it makes their situation even bigger. You know what I mean? They lost that game, you could say, because DK Metcalf wasn't out there. He wasn't that number one receiver that Aaron Rodgers need. Not even just to give him the ball, but to take away from other players, you know?
Well, yeah, DK Metcalf is one of those players. His name is bigger than his actual athletic ability or how he produces on the football field. I don't know how effective he would have been during the game, or if the Cleveland Browns would have been worried about him offensively. But like I said, in the red zone, you have to respect a bigger target. You know, you can move him around, a guy that can easily catch a fade ball. But I don't know, man. I don't know if they would have keyed on him on defense if he was a part of the offense today. And
man, I seen that. What was that last week when he caught the ball and he threw somebody out the way and scored the touchdown?
Yeah,
they could have used that today.
They could have used a whole lot today. They didn't score no points, right? But all in all, you have to give credit to DK Metcalf and say that the Pittsburgh Steelers was missing DK Metcalf because they did so poorly on offense and didn't put up no actual points, scored no touchdowns. So DK Metcalf was definitely missed. You definitely have to give credit to the Cleveland Browns defense as well. You know, they was playing lights out and sticky football, you know. But yeah.
Man, we got going into last week, we got 2 playoff spots. You got the Ravens versus the Steelers for that last playoff spot, and also the Buccaneers versus the Panthers for that last playoff spot. NFC, AFC, man. Who taking those playoff spots?
The Steelers versus the Ravens, man. Obviously, I have to be a little biased. I have to go with my son team, but at the end of the day, I think Derrick Henry is going to be too physical for the Pittsburgh Steelers and Lamar Jackson. This is his last opportunity, man, to do something great as a Baltimore Raven. So I think he's going to step up and play good. So I'm going to give it to the Baltimore Ravens. But on the other hand, right, Aaron Rodgers, 42 years old, going on 43. How old Aaron Rodgers is, right? I was always critical of Aaron Rodgers about him being effective in the fourth quarter and putting it on the line, being that dog that he once was in his younger years, right? And I like how Aaron Rodgers stepped up in the fourth quarter with the game on the line when the Steelers needed to score. When they didn't complete it, didn't complete the game, right? To win, right? It was like, you know, at first, it was like, you know, I thought it was going to be like Aaron Rodgers' usual fourth quarter where he folded during the game and throw some third balls and incomplete passes when the pressure got to him. But he drove him all the way down the football field, and he just ran out of options because DK Metcalf wasn't there. But that was impressive, and that was something I wanted to see out of Aaron Rodgers, being that he's that he's much older in his career and probably doesn't have the fight that he once was. And I also like how the refs didn't make a call on that play and call pass interference and let their calls determine the game. You know, that was a good no call by the refs. It could have been a pass interference. You know, Denzel Ward played through the man's hand.
A lot this weekend, I've seen like a lot of third down situations where it's time to punt it and get the other team a chance to like drive. It has been like holding on the defense, and they give them like the automatic first down. I'm like, and it'd be like little ticky tack stuff. I'm like, damn, like. And it's crucial situation. That shouldn't be a hold. They wasn't actually holding them down. It'd be like they arm them across them. They call holding. I'm like, I haven't been liking these calls recently, and this past weekend. Honestly,
it's bad, man. I don't even know what is considered a hold at this point anymore. Even sometimes you playing and you touching each other, these are not holds, man. They're not even restricting players from making a play a lot of the times, right? And it's just the NFL, right? The game like tonight, the Chicago Bears versus the San Francisco 49ers, this is a perfect game for the NFL. They want to see a bunch of scores, you know, no field goals, barely any punts going on. And that is the concept that the NFL wants to drive because it makes it exciting for the player, for the fans, right? And yeah, I think they thought that that penalties and calling the game much tighter would help create more touchdowns. It's just making the game more complicated, more confusing, and boring and longer. You know, let everyone play how we used to play. Call less penalties and let the physicality come back to the game, man. Yeah. Bring the physicality back to the game.
I ain't liking it, man.
Man. We missed the physicality of the game, man. We really missed the physicality of the game, man. Yeah, and that's sad, man. That's a sad way for the NFL to be going out right now. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. But let's talk about this Lamar Jackson situation, man. The Baltimore Ravens, man, they pulled off the victory the other day. They got the victory minus Lamar Jackson, and played a good game. Who they played again? Got a brain cloud.
Green Bay.
Yeah, they played Green Bay, and played a good game. Derrick Henry ran all over the Green Bay Packers like he's supposed to, and I thought the Green Bay Packers took a step forward on defense, right? playing physical. They have been playing pretty good all year, but against the Ravens, they were just outmatched physically. They couldn't handle that type of physical football. You know, when you becoming a physical football team and being finessed for so long, it's a couple hurdles you gotta jump to completely become a physical team. So now, all right, Baltimore Ravens won, and now they have one more opportunity to make it to the playoffs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Lamar Jackson, this is his chance. This is his chance. If he wants to end his career as a Baltimore Raven, he has to step up to the plate and he has to become a champion. There is no tomorrow for Lamar Jackson. You know why? Does anybody know why there is no tomorrow for Lamar Jackson?
Because it's going to be some changes in Baltimore.
The money, man, the amount of money is about to make his cap hit to the team is just too high. Right? No one wants to pay it, and no one wants to deal with that cap hit, right? So if Lamar wants to remain the quarterback for the Ravens past this season, it is imperative he wins the Super Bowl or at least makes it to the Super Bowl. And if he don't, it is a strong, strong possibility this will be Lamar Jackson's last season with the Baltimore Ravens. Like I said, because of the money.
You saying the Super Bowl, they got to make it to the playoffs first.
They got to make it to the playoffs. But we talk about Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson right here. Ravens facing $60 million Lamar Jackson decision. That could lead to a blockbuster trade. And it goes right here. We got to read this from the screen. Sorry, y'all. I brought this up a few times, and I'm still not sure how likely it is that there's a change here. But the Ravens have to do something with Lamar Jackson's contract or move on. He has 2 years left at $51.25 million per year in base salary and no Super Bowl. But none of his remaining money is guaranteed. So they're not obligated to give Lamar Jackson this money. You understand what's going on here? At the cap hit for next year, balloons to $74.5 million. That's one player. That's a cap hit for one player. The Ravens needs to extend him. Well, let me read that again. The Ravens need to extend him to get that cap hit down, or else they need to trade Lamar Jackson, which obviously would open up yet another quarterback one position for next season. Jackson has a no trade clause, so he have some say in this if the Ravens decided to explore options. They would be replacing him with a better player because they wouldn't be replacing him with a better player because there really aren't any better players. But given that Jackson and Coach John Harbaugh have won a total of 3 playoff games together since Jackson was drafted in 2018, it might be worth the Ravens examining whether a new extension is in excess of $60 million per year is the best way for them to build their team moving forward. Lamar Jackson. I don't know, man. I don't know. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens are at a crossroad, man. And I don't think it's looking good for Lamar Jackson. I don't think it's looking good for Lamar Jackson. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, too, on the other hand, you will start to hear a lot of noise and things that maybe the Ravens were complaining about that never got out or was let out of the building about Lamar Jackson, bad habits and him, the way he studies and him as a teammate. You'll start to see articles because now it's time to try to diminish Lamar Jackson's value. Try to stop a team from giving Lamar Jackson what he deserves, right? Because the Ravens want to, if they can, they'll keep him for cheap. If they could get him for $20 million a year, they'd definitely keep him,
They're trying to change the
now
narrative.
You might start to see, and hear these type of things coming out about Lamar Jackson, And the other thing about being a franchise elite legacy type quarterback, if Lamar Jackson is traded, I think that automatically the expectations diminish for Lamar Jackson, unless he regains that status as the guy at quarterback. the day that Lamar Jackson leaves Baltimore, I think the expectations automatically go down a little bit for Lamar Jackson.
Oh, you said for Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, I think so. And this possibly might be this last season. So next season we may see Lamar Jackson with a new team. And Lamar Jackson's best chance to win a Super Bowl is in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore has invested a lot of time, a lot of resources, and money into building a team around him. Having Derrick Henry as a weapon is his biggest asset. And without Derrick Henry on the same team as Lamar Jackson, I don't know how much success Lamar Jackson can have without Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is a big time weapon. He's a huge difference maker to have.
You see, that's how they won the game this past weekend.
Exactly. I'm not sure if Lamar Jackson has as much success as he's been having without Derrick Henry. Because Lamar Jackson isn't one of those quarterbacks who can just sit back there and pass, like I say, 40 times a game and just be successful without any running game. You know, he needs a lot of things to go right, especially a system with a good coordinator as well. You know, yeah, he can be good. Yes, he has a high percentage passing rate, completion percentage, right? But I think that is all designed systematic plays for Lamar Jackson, right? I don't know, man. This final game against the Steelers, I'm not sure if the Baltimore Ravens should start Lamar Jackson in this game instead of Tyler Huntley. Tyler Huntley put together a solid game, man, and he got the Baltimore Ravens to where they at. So
I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot on the line in this game. This is either you make the playoffs or not. You win the AFC North or not. So you paying this quarterback to be there to win that game.
You gotta play him, huh?
You gotta play him. Like that's what you're here for.
Yeah, but you gotta play him. But at the same time, you gotta win.
Mm-hmm.
Did Lamar Jackson look as good as Tyler Huntley before he went to injured reserve? Did Tyler Huntley look good enough to possibly give the team everything they need to win and move forward, right? And that is a big decision that needs to be made. Lamar Jackson missed a full week of practice and didn't play.
Right.
Now all of a sudden, and that's part of the problem with the Baltimore Ravens. They feel like he's being injured too much. Maybe he's playing games and missing practice and not wanting to play, and he's not really injured. You know, there are so many different problems and situations that can be going on that, you know, that they're trying to deal with. And if Tyler Huntley mess around and start this final game, man, you can.
I remember Huntley started in the playoffs against the Bengals that one year.
Yeah,
when Lamar was
man.
out.
Tyler Huntley has been around for a while, man. He's been around for a while, man, and he plays some good football. He's a very athletic young man, athlete, and he can get the job done just like Lamar Jackson can, man. So it's not a big deal. It's not a big difference, you know.
They should have beat the Bengals in the playoffs that game too when they fumbled at the 1 yard line. The Bengals ran it back. I don't know if you remember that, but I remember that Tyler Huntley could have won that playoff game versus them.
Yeah. But yeah, man. If the Baltimore Ravens decided to move on from Lamar Jackson, man, Lamar has expressed his desire to play for the Miami Dolphins. And if that happens, I don't know, man.
What?
I definitely can't see Lamar Jackson winning in Miami. Miami has too much of a losing history deep down in this Miami football out here, man.
Lamar A-Chan can't change that. Man, Lamar A-Chan.
He needs a physical running back, not no fast finesse outside running back. He needs a running back that is going to plummet or all over the defense, just like Derrick Henry, you know. And at the same time, what is this about is Lamar Jackson in his sixth year, right? In his career?
I think a little bit longer than that.
Probably a little bit longer than that, right? At this point in Lamar Jackson's career, he's fighting an uphill battle because of the style of play and the wear and tear from him being in NFL and taking all those hits. Now, that's the other issue, right? How does a team or the Baltimore Ravens feel about Lamar Jackson missing 4 games a year and paying him $60 million or $50 million a year at the same time? That maybe doesn't add up as well too. So though all these things can be big reasons why the Baltimore Ravens may not want to deal with Lamar Jackson past this season.
Yeah, that's true. But I think he'd be good in Miami. I don't know about that because he'd be back in that warm weather and he could win games under 40 degrees. Miami didn't have a quarterback can win a game under 40 degrees. Lamar can.
I don't know. Man, the next coach that Lamar Jackson plays for, man, listen, Lamar better fit that system. If the next coach that it gets excited about Lamar Jackson, they better have a system that is prepared and designed exactly for Lamar Jackson. They better not bring Lamar Jackson in and expect Lamar Jackson to work their system and to fit in their system, because it's not going to work. We give Lamar Jackson a lot of credit for being accurate and being an accurate passer and having a high completion percentage, but really his success in the passing games come from the Ravens' ability to run the football with Derrick Henry and also himself, Lamar Jackson. That is the cornerstone for the Ravens' philosophy of winning, right? Mm-hmm. The physical force of Derrick Henry in the running game and Lamar Jackson being a huge threat with his legs and his arm, at the same time. That is what makes the Ravens have success. Without that combination, man,
honestly,
I don't see Lamar Jackson.
You've been seeing this year, like Lamar hasn't been running the ball as much this year, and he hasn't been hitting the tight end in the middle of the field. That used to be his two things. Like Mark Andrews or Isaiah Likely used to get a lot of catches down the middle of the field for a lot of yards. That they barely getting the ball, and Lamar Jackson barely running the ball. That's why you see that, like right now they playing for usually they got the playoff locked up by them, but taking it to the last week to win the game. Not only Lamar missed the games, but they ain't that same Lamar offense that we've seen in the past.
You've seen, it would be interesting, man. It'd be interesting to see Lamar Jackson being coached in another system and see how successful of a quarterback Lamar Jackson can be at this point in his career, man. Of course, man, I know he played for different defensive offensive coordinators, but, just being in a different team that hasn't built this team around you for years and used all their resources because of you being that quarterback. They need you to come change things based on who you are and based on what is already there. I want to see if Lamar Jackson can do that, man. He gets all the credit in the world, man. Even if he ain't getting Super Bowl, that's how I feel about it, But on the other hand, that brings me to another situation with Shedeur Sanders. That brings Shedeur Sanders back in the conversation. If Lamar Jackson is a Raven next season, did Shedeur make the correct decision by not going to the Baltimore Ravens and asking the Baltimore Ravens not to draft him? What Shedeur be the starting quarterback for the Ravens next season? It's still a big if, man. It's still a big, I don't know. Shedeur Sanders is thriving in Cleveland right now, and that looks like the best decision. So I don't know, man. What you got to say, man? Anything? What you got to say?
Listen, it's so much up in the air right now. Week 7 with week 18, we had the last week of NFL.
Week 18, Tampa Bay versus the Panthers, man, and I don't know, man. Woo!
Panthers could have locked it up today if they took care of Seattle. They was tied up until the end of the third quarter. Then Seattle pulled away, and Buccaneers dropped the ball against Miami. Man, it's coming down to the. You got any predictions on that game?
What the Buccaneers versus the
Panthers? I'm kind of liking Panthers, honestly.
Yeah, man. I can't really go with Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield, man, he's one of those hot, cold quarterbacks. One day he plays lights out, then the next day he's just on that cold streak where he's playing absolutely horrible, right? And I don't know, man. I think they're both the same type of quarterbacks, but at the end of the day, I think Bryce Young does a little bit more, and the Panthers defense plays stronger than the Buccaneers defense. And I like the Buccaneers. But I think the Panthers somehow, some way pulled this game off, man. They think they pulled this game out.
I'm thinking Panthers, man. I thought Panthers were gonna pull it off against the Seahawks today, but at the end, Seahawks pulled away. I was like, okay, Panthers in there hanging.
Yeah. Yeah, man. The Sunday night vibes, man. Shout out to all the beautiful people out there in the chat, man, and tuning in to this show with all this great energy that we bring, late night vibes, man, after we reacting to games and, you know, breaking down specific parts of the game, giving you a hood analysis. Should I say that? No, let me stop saying that.
Oh, somebody said Bucks by 10. They got Bucks by 10.
What were the Bucks today against Miami Dolphins and Quinn Ewers? How did you lose against Quinn Ewers? Are you kidding me? Bro, no Bucks by 10. You better hope Baker Mayfield, Baker Mayfield is the same story every week, man. Unless he's freaking just hot. When he's hot, like he was at the beginning of the season, you can call him the MVP. We're excited. We love that tough, rugged Baker Mayfield fighting to get up out of situations, making the game exciting. But at the end of the day, that's not what it's about. You need to complete the ball to your receiver. And he has a hard time doing that. That's simple. It's that simple. Baker Mayfield has a hard time completing the ball to the receiver. That simple. And when he doesn't see a man to throw it to, he tries to step up, run left, run right, break a tackle, shake a man off his leg, and get everybody excited for that one play just to look bad the play right after that. So that's the story of the Bucks, man, and Baker Mayfield, that quarterback, man. But yeah, man, if you let Quinn Ewers beat you in the Miami Dolphins, you have to be absolutely embarrassed. You need to be embarrassed.
For sure.
You need to be embarrassed. But yeah, man, it's Friday night. I mean, it's Sunday night vibes, man. We're gonna see y'all tomorrow, man. Sorry we've been missing for 5-6 days, however long this has been. But holidays catching up with us. We got people coming in town. Got to stay focused, man. We can't just be jumping on here and not giving y'all a good lit show. You understand what I'm saying? So we had to take our time, man. Dries was traveling. I don't know what I was doing, man. But we back, baby. We back. But Sunday night vibes, man. I'm your boy Asante, Mr. Pick Six Samuel.
It's your boy 2-3 Dries.
And we're gonna see y'all tomorrow night, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, stay blessed out there, y'all beautiful people. Happy holidays again. If you didn't hear me earlier, I love all y'all. Hope y'all love y'all back. Love me back. I appreciate the support, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. That's all y'all can give me for Christmas. It's all I want for holidays. Make sure y'all share this. Make sure y'all like. Make sure you comment, subscribe. Make sure y'all put "I love you, Mr. Pick Six" in the chat. Make me feel good on my it's Capricorn season. My birthday is around the corner. I ain't gonna tell y'all the date. Y'all could go look it up and figure it out. But that's my birthday present, man. It was Sunday night vibe, man. We're gonna see y'all tomorrow, man. We are